Nutrition in bacteria. Classification of bacteria on the basis of the nutrition. Nutrition is substances used in biosciences and energy production and therefore are required for all living organisms. Bacteria, like other organisms, require energy and nutrients to build proteins and structural membranes and drive biochemical processes. Bacteria require sources of carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, and large number of other molecules. Carbon, nitrogen, and water are used in highest quantities. The nutritional requirements for bacteria can be grouped according to the source of the carbon and the energy source. Some type of the bacteria must consume preformed organic compounds or molecules to obtain energy, while other bacteria can generate their own energy from inorganic sources. On the basis of the energy source of the bacteria, they have been divided into phototrophs and chemotrophs. The phototrophs are phototrophic or bacteria. They utilize light as an energy source that is known as the phototrophs. These bacteria gain energy from light. In case of the chemotrophs, the bacteria gain energy from the chemical compounds or the chemicals. They cannot carry out photosynthesis process. That's why they have to use the prepared food. On the basis of the electron source, organisms are designated as lithotrophs. Some organisms use reduced inorganic compounds as electron donors, which are termed as the lithotrophs. Organotrophs. The organotrophs, some organisms can use organic compounds as electron donors, which are termed as the organotrophs. Some can be phototrophs, photolithotrophs, photoorganotrophs, chemolithotrophs. The photolithotrophs of the bacteria that gain energy from light and use reduced inorganic compounds such as hydrogen sulfide as a source of electrons. The such type of the bacteria, for example, the Chromatium ocanii. Photoorganotrophs are the bacteria that gain energy from light and use organic compounds such as the succinate as a source of electrons. For example, rhodosperlium. The chemolithotrophs, these bacteria gain energy from reduced inorganic compounds such as ammonia as a source of the electrons. For example, the nitrosomonas. The nitrosomonas convert the nitrogen compounds into the ammonia or nitrites and use as for their energy. Chemoorganotrophs are the bacteria that gain energy from organic compounds such as glucose and amino acids as a source of the electrons. For example, the Pseudomonas pseudoflora. Some bacteria can live either thermolithotrophs or the chemoorganotrophs like the Pseudomonas pseudoflora, as they can use either glucose or hydrogen sulfide electron source. These bacteria synthesize all their food from inorganic substances. For example, the water, carbon dioxide, and the hydrogen sulfide. The autotrophic bacteria are of two types, photoautotrophs. These bacteria capture the energy of sunlight and transform it into the chemical energy. In this process, carbon dioxide is reduced to carbohydrates, the hydrogen donor is water, and the process produce free oxygen. The photoautotrophs has chlorophyll pigments in the cell, and its main function is to capture sunlight. That is, the best example is the cyanobacteria. They produce the carbohydrates in the form of the glucose through the process of the photosynthesis. Some photoautotrophic bacteria are anaerobes and have the bacteria chlorophyll and bacterioviridin pigments respectively. The other types of the bacteria that is known as the purple sulfur bacteria. These bacteria have the pigment bacteriochlorophyll located on the intracytoplasmic membrane that is known as the thylakoid membrane. This thylakoid membrane generally present in the plastids of the eukaryotes. However, these are also present in the bacterium also. These bacteria obtain energy from sulfur compounds. For example, these are bacteria as the chromatium or the Thiopedia rosea or Thiospirillum, etc. Such type of the bacteria that is known as the sulfur purple bacteria. Green sulfur bacteria are the bacteria that use hydrogen sulfide and hydrogen donor. The reaction takes place in the presence of light and pigment, which is termed as the bacterioviridin or the bacteriophytin or the chromium chlorophyll, chromium limicola, as well as the chlorobacterium, etc., are the examples of the green sulfur bacteria. These bacteria take hydrogen from the inorganic source like the sulfides and the thiosulfates. Therefore, these bacteria are also known as the phospholithographs. The photoheterotrophs bacteria can utilize light energy but cannot use carbon dioxide as their sole source of the carbon. They obtain energy from organic compounds to satisfy their carbon and electron requirements. Bacteriochlorophyll pigment is found in these bacteria. Purple non-sulfur bacteria. The examples of the bacteria are the Rhodospirillum, Rhodomicrobium, or the Rhodosodomonas palustris. Then the chemoheterotrophs. The chemoheterotrophs obtain both carbon energy from the organic compounds such as the carbohydrates, lipids, and the protein. In this equation, the glucose or any other monosaccharide, when combined with oxygen, it means that this is the respiration process. They produces the carbon dioxide, water molecules, as well as the energy for reproduction as well as for other metabolic activities of the bacterium. The other types of the bacteria that is known as the saprophytic bacteria. The saprophytic bacteria are the bacteria that obtain their food from the dead organic matter or the decaying matter such as the leaves, fruits, vegetables, meat, animals, fishes, leather, and humus. These bacteria can utilize such type of the materials which is not biotic. These bacteria secrete enzymes to digest the food and absorb it. The enzymes secreted to break down the complex organic compounds such as the carbohydrates and the proteins into simple sulfur soluble compounds which can be easily absorbed by the bacterium. The examples of such type of the bacteria are the Bacillus mycoides or the Bacillus ramosus or the Acetobacter. These are the examples of the saprophytic bacteria. Then the parasitic bacteria. The parasitic bacteria are those type of the bacteria that get their nutrition from the tissues of the host on which they grow. They may be harmless. They harmless and may cause the serious diseases. Generally, in general term, the parasitic bacteria causes diseases in various types of organisms, including human, animals, and the plants. Parasitic bacteria which cause serious diseases in plants or animals are known as the pathogens. For example, the Bacillus typhosus, Bacillus anthracis, Bacillus tetani, etc. These are all other types of the bacteria that causes diseases in the um, organisms or the animals. The symbiotic bacteria. The symbiotic bacteria live on the close association with other organisms as symbiotes. They are beneficial to the organisms. Symbiosis means the relationship or the close interaction of two types of the organism that live peacefully with each other and they get nourishment from each other. They are beneficial to organisms. The common examples are the nitrogen fixing bacteria, for example, the Bacillus radicola, Bacillus azobacter or Rhizobium, Clostridium, Rhizobium species, the Azobacter species. These are the bacterium that are beneficial that generally lives within the roots of the plants and convert the different ammonium compounds into the nitrates, and such nitrate compounds are utilized by the plants. In this way, they live in the host cells of the plants, the root nodules, and get nourishment as well.